Hey, English learners, welcome back to Mr. English Fluent Tutor, and welcome back to another wonderful episode. I am Anna.
And I am Abel.
Abel, can I ask you a question?
Of course.
What do you think about when you hear the words time management?
Oh, wow, that is such a good question to start with. Honestly, when I hear the words time management, I immediately picture someone waking up at 5 in the morning, making a giant list of 100 tasks, working every single minute without any breaks, and basically running their life like a very strict, very serious machine. It sounds exhausting just thinking about it.
Mm-hmm. And I completely understand why you think that, Abel, because so many people picture time management exactly that way. But here's the truth, and I want to say this gently and clearly. Managing your time is not about turning yourself into a robot or working without rest. It's really about protecting your life, protecting your freedom, and choosing where your most valuable hours actually go each day.
Oh, wow. I love that point, Anna. So you were saying that time management is less about being super strict and more about being smart and deliberate with the hours that I already have. That actually feels so much lighter and less scary already. I think I have been thinking about this completely the wrong way for a very long time now.
Exactly, Abel. And that is the most important mindset shift we want to share today. You do not need to be hard on yourself or create a 100-step system to manage your time well. You simply need to understand a few beautiful, simple ideas that can genuinely change how your day feels from the very first hour in the morning. And that is what today is all about.
Yes, and I'm already so curious and excited to hear more. I think a lot of our English learners listening right now probably feel the same way I did just a moment ago. They think time management has to be complicated and difficult. So let us break that idea wide open and give everyone something they can actually use starting today.
I love that energy, Abel, and that is exactly where we are going. So let us begin with one of my absolute favorite ways of thinking about time. I want you to imagine that every single morning when you wake up, someone hands you a beautiful glass bottle. And inside that bottle is a full, fresh supply of clean, clear water. That water represents all the time you have for the entire day.
Okay, I love a good analogy, Anna. So the bottle of water is my day, my time, my 24 hours. That is such a beautiful and clear picture to hold in my mind, and I'm already guessing that what happens to that water during the day is going to teach me something very important about how I spend my time. Am I right?
You are 100% right, Abel. Now, here's the key part of this analogy. If you pick up your phone first thing in the morning and you start scrolling through social media without any real purpose, you're essentially tilting that bottle sideways, and the water, your precious time, starts quietly pouring out onto the floor. And here's the painful truth about water on the floor.
Oh, no, you cannot pick it back up once it's gone. I already feel that one in my heart, Anna. I do this so often without even realizing it. I wake up with such good intentions, I tell myself today is going to be productive, and then somehow an hour disappears into my phone before I even stand up from my bed. That water is truly gone.
Exactly, Abel. And you're not alone in that experience at all. Almost every single person on this planet knows that exact feeling. The phone is one of the most powerful drains on our daily bottle of time. And what makes it so dangerous is that it doesn't feel like wasting time in the moment. It actually feels quite pleasant and comfortable while it's happening.
That is so true, Anna, and that's what makes it so tricky. It doesn't hurt while you're doing it. You feel relaxed, even entertained. But then you look up and realize it's noon and you haven't done a single meaningful thing yet. The water is on the floor, the bottle is half empty, and the day has not even properly started. It's a very uncomfortable feeling.
And that discomfort is actually a very healthy signal, Abel. It means your mind knows the difference between spending time and investing time. Spending time is pouring the water on the floor. Investing time is pouring it into something that grows, something that feeds you, something that builds your future one small step at a time. And we want to help you become a great investor of time.
Yes, and I love that you connected it to language learning because that's so relevant for every single person listening right now. every 10 minutes you spend listening to this podcast, practicing new words, or speaking out loud to yourself in English, you're making a real investment. You're not spending your water carelessly. You're watering a garden that is going to bloom beautifully.
Oh, wow. I love that transition into the garden, Anna. And speaking of gardens, I have a feeling you might have another wonderful analogy coming up right now. I could hear it building in your voice. So please go ahead and paint that picture for us because I think our listeners are going to really feel this next one. You know me too well, Abel. Yes, I do have another analogy, and I think it is one of the most powerful mental shifts anyone can make. I want you to imagine that you're standing in a room. In this room, there are two windows. One window faces a gray, cloudy, cold sky. The other window faces a beautiful green garden full of color and morning light. Now, the room is the same room, but what you see changes everything.
That's already so vivid and clear. I can picture both windows perfectly. The gray one feels heavy and stressful, and the green one feels open and full of possibility. I'm guessing the two windows represent two very different ways of thinking about the time we have, and I want to understand which window most people naturally look through first.
Most people, especially when they feel busy or overwhelmed, spend the whole day looking through the gray, cloudy, cold window. They tell themselves things like, I never have enough time, there's too much to do, I'm always behind, I'm always rushing. And when you look through that window, the world genuinely looks dark and limited even when it's not. The pressure you feel inside actually changes what you see outside.
Oh, wow. That's such a deep point. So the stress itself is like a fog that covers the window. And I do this, Anna. I absolutely do this. When I feel overwhelmed, I convince myself there's simply no time to do the things that matter. No time to study, no time to exercise, no time to cook a proper meal. But the truth is, the time is there, I just can't see it through the fog.
Exactly, Abel. And that's the real shift that changes everything. The moment you intentionally turn and look through the green garden window, you begin to see the day differently. You start to realize that you do have time. You have small pockets of it throughout the day. You have the morning before work, the lunch break, the journey on the bus, the quiet 15 minutes before sleep. The time is there. You're just choosing where to look.
That makes so much sense, Anna. And I love that you use the word intentionally just there because it brings up something really important. It's not automatic to look through the green window. It takes a conscious, deliberate decision to shift your perspective, especially on hard days when everything feels chaotic and your to-do list feels like it's growing faster than you can manage it.
Yes, and that brings us perfectly to our next idea, which I think is going to feel very practical and immediately useful for everyone listening. Abel, have you ever felt like you needed a big, long, empty block of time before you could do something important? Like you told yourself, I will start studying when I have a full 2 hours completely free and with nothing else going on.
Oh, absolutely, Anna. I do that all the time. I wait for the perfect long stretch of free time and it almost never comes. So then the task just keeps getting pushed forward, day after day, week after week. I tell myself I will do it when I have more time, but that magical moment of having loads of free time almost never actually arrives in real life.
And that is exactly the trap, Abel. And here is the beautiful truth that breaks that trap wide open. You do not need a massive empty chunk of hours to make real progress on anything. Instead, think about your day as a river. And on that river, there are stepping stones, small, solid, perfectly placed stones that you can use to cross from one side to the other. You do not need a bridge. You just need to take it one stone at a time.
I love that image so much. The stepping stones across the river. And so each stone represents a small pocket of time during the day. 10 minutes here, 15 minutes there, a focused half hour in the early evening. Each one is a step forward, even if it does not feel like a big, dramatic leap. And over the course of a week, those steps add up to something genuinely significant.
Exactly. And I also like to think about it using another image, which is the idea of pocket coins. Imagine that every small block of available time in your day is like a coin in your pocket. 10 minutes of focused reading is a coin. 15 minutes of listening practice is a coin. Repeating vocabulary during your morning coffee is a coin. Alone, each coin feels small, but together they build real, lasting wealth.
Oh, wow, I love that idea of pocket coins. It completely removes the pressure of needing a massive chunk of time to feel like I am making progress. If I have 10 minutes before a meeting starts, that is a coin. If I'm waiting in line at the shop, that is a coin. If I wake up just a little earlier than usual and use those extra minutes well, that is another coin in my pocket.
Yes, Abel. And this is how people who seem to achieve so much actually do it. It's not always that they have more time than everyone else. It's that they have learned to see and use the small pockets of time that most people overlook or waste. They collect their coins consistently, and they spend those coins on the things that genuinely move their life forward in a meaningful direction.
That is such an empowering way to see it, Anna. And it applies perfectly to learning English, too. A lot of our listeners might feel like they can't improve because they don't have hours of study time every single day. But if they collect their pocket coins, 10 minutes of listening, a few minutes of speaking practice, a quick vocabulary review, they are making real progress every single day.
100% able. And that leads us beautifully into the next really important idea. And this one is about keeping things simple. I call it the clean knife analogy. Now, Abel, tell me honestly, have you ever tried to use a really complicated productivity system? You know, the kind with color-coded charts and 5 different apps and detailed schedules planned down to the exact minute?
Oh, Anna, you just described the last 3 months of my life perfectly. I downloaded every app, I bought a special planner, I color-coded my week, I created detailed time blocks for every single activity, and for about 3 days it felt amazing and exciting. And then on day 4, the system collapsed. I felt guilty, I abandoned the whole thing, and I ended up being even less productive than before.
And that experience is so common, Abel. It's almost a universal experience for people who try to get organized. The system starts as a solution, but it very quickly becomes another problem. It becomes so heavy and so complicated that just thinking about maintaining it drains your energy before you even begin the actual work. That mental fog is the real enemy of good progress.
Yes, and that mental fog is a perfect way to describe it, Anna. When I looked at my complicated, color-coded system, my brain just froze. I didn't know where to start. I felt overwhelmed by my own organizational system, which is truly ironic when you think about it. The thing I built to help me was actually the thing that was slowing me down the most.
Exactly, Abel. And that's why the clean knife is the right tool. A clean knife is sharp, simple, and effective. It does one job and it does that job beautifully. And in terms of time management, the equivalent of the clean knife is choosing just one single, clear, and meaningful target for your day. Not 10 targets, not a color-coded master plan, just one clean, sharp, important thing.
Oh, wow. Just one thing. That feels almost too simple to be true, Anna, but I think that's exactly why it works. When I have one clear target for the day, I know precisely what success looks like. I know what I am working toward. And there's no confusion, no overwhelm, no paralysis. I just focus my energy and my pocket coins on that one important thing, and I move forward.
Yes, and you don't have to ignore everything else in your life. You still handle the normal daily tasks and responsibilities, but you give your best energy and your sharpest focus to that one meaningful target. And when you complete it, even imperfectly, you close the day with a real sense of forward movement. And that feeling of momentum is one of the most powerful motivators a person can have.
That makes so much sense, Anna. And speaking of momentum, I want to share something really personal here because I think our listeners might relate to this. There are days when my schedule falls apart completely. Something unexpected happens, the day gets messy, and I miss my one important task. And on those days, a very unkind voice in my head starts speaking very loudly.
Oh, tell me more about that voice, Abel, because I think so many people have that same internal critic, and it's so important to talk about it honestly. What kinds of things does that voice say to you when your day doesn't go the way you planned? I want our listeners to hear this and recognize it in their own lives, too.
The voice says things like, "You always do this. You never follow through. You're not disciplined enough. You're always going to struggle with this." It's very absolute and very unkind. It makes me feel like missing one day means I'm completely failing as a person. And honestly, that voice used to make me give up entirely instead of just picking myself back up and continuing.
Abel, I'm so glad you shared that because that voice is one of the biggest invisible time thieves of all. And I want to give everyone listening one single magic word that can completely change the power of that voice. Just one word. The word is yet. The next time that voice says you are not disciplined, you simply add the word yet to the end. You are not disciplined yet, and everything shifts.
Oh, wow, that is so simple and so powerful at the same time. You're not disciplined yet. You haven't mastered this yet. You haven't finished the goal yet. Adding that one tiny word transforms the statement from a closed, permanent, painful judgment into an open, growing, evolving process. It means the story is not finished. It means there is still time and still room to grow and improve.
Exactly. And the word yet does something very specific inside your brain. It turns a fixed negative identity statement into a statement of progress. And that is the mindset that keeps people going through difficult days. Not the days when everything is perfect and easy, but the hard, messy, imperfect days when the schedule breaks and the plan falls apart and the voice gets loudest.
Yes, and I think this connects to something else that is so important to remember. We are not in school. There is no invisible teacher hiding behind the sofa, ready to give us a 0 if we miss a day of our schedule. Real-life productivity is not a final exam. There is no one secretly grading our performance every single hour of the day. Making imperfect progress is still progress.
Oh, Abel, I love that image so much. No teacher behind the sofa. And that is such a liberating thought. So many people live their days as if they are constantly watched and judged and marked by some invisible authority. And that pressure creates anxiety. And that anxiety kills creativity and slows action. Releasing that imaginary pressure is one of the most freeing things a person can do.
That makes so much sense, Anna. And when I release that pressure, something interesting happens. I actually start doing more, not less, because I am no longer paralyzed by the fear of doing it wrong or missing a day. I give myself permission to be human, to be imperfect, and to keep going anyway. And keeping going is the entire game when it comes to building any kind of good habit.
Exactly, Abel. And that brings me to the last big idea I want to share today. Before we do our wonderful word review, I just want to check in with our listeners and remind them that everything we've talked about today comes down to one central truth. You have time. You always have had time. The question is simply whether you are choosing to protect it and use it with care.
And that is such a compassionate and important reminder, Anna. Not a lecture, not a guilt trip, just a gentle and honest truth. You have time. You have pocket coins. You have stepping stones. You have a clean knife in a green window garden, and a slow, wise friend waiting to walk beside you. All of these tools are already available. You just have to choose to use them, one day at a time.
Exactly, Abel. And now let's move into our word review section because we have used some really wonderful vocabulary today that our English learners are going to find so useful in their daily conversations and writing. Let's go through them one by one and make sure everyone understands them deeply and clearly. Abel, shall we begin with our first word?
Yes, absolutely. Let's do it. I love this part of the episode because it brings everything we've discussed together in a very clear and practical way. Learning the vocabulary in the context of a real conversation is so much more powerful than just reading a list of words in a textbook, so I'm ready and excited. What is our first word today, Anna?
Our first word is procrastinate, and procrastinate means to delay doing something important even when you know you should do it. You keep pushing it forward to a later time, often because the task feels big, uncomfortable, or boring. It is one of the most common ways that people pour their bottle of water onto the floor without even realizing what they are doing.
Oh yes, procrastinate. I know this word very personally. A great example sentence would be, I always procrastinate when I need to write something difficult, so I end up cleaning my room or making snacks instead of sitting down and actually starting the writing. The task is waiting, but I find every possible other thing to do first before I actually face it.
That is such a relatable and perfect example, Abel. Our second word is intentional. To be intentional means to do something with a clear and deliberate purpose. You are not just drifting through your day on autopilot, you are consciously choosing where your attention and energy go. When we talked about looking through the green garden window, that shift requires being intentional about your thinking.
Yes, intentional is such a powerful word. Here is my example sentence. I'm trying to be more intentional about how I spend the first hour of my morning, because I know that hour sets the energy and the direction for everything else that follows throughout the rest of my day. Instead of reaching for my phone, I'm choosing to do something that feeds my mind and my focus right from the start.
Oh, wow. I love that example, Abel. It is so practical and honest. Our third word is prioritization. Prioritization means the process of deciding which tasks are the most important and giving them your attention first, before the less important things. It's how you use your clean knife. Instead of trying to cut everything at once, you decide what matters most and you focus your sharpest energy there first.
Prioritization is something I am genuinely still learning to do well. My example sentence is, good prioritization means I finish my most important task in the morning when my energy and focus are at their highest, and I leave the smaller, easier tasks for the afternoon, when my concentration begins to naturally fade a little. It completely changed how productive my days feel overall.
Exactly, Abel, and that is such a smart and honest insight. Our fourth vocabulary word is distraction. A distraction is anything that pulls your attention away from the task you are supposed to be focused on. Social media, background noise, an interesting conversation, an unexpected notification on your phone. Distractions are the tiny holes in your bottle that let the water quietly escape without you noticing.
Oh yes, distraction is everywhere in modern life, Anna. Here's my example sentence. My biggest distraction when I'm trying to study is my phone buzzing with messages and notifications, so I have started putting it in another room completely when I need to do deep, focused work. That simple physical separation makes an enormous difference to how well I can concentrate and stay on task.
That is such practical and useful advice, Abel. Putting the phone in another room is one of the simplest and most effective strategies for reducing distraction. Our fifth word is capability. Capability means the power or ability to do something. It's about recognizing what you are truly able to achieve when you give yourself the right conditions, the right focus, and the right environment to work in.
Yes, capability is a word I want all of our listeners to hear and really absorb deeply today. Here's my example sentence. A lot of people underestimate their own capability because they compare their beginning to someone else's middle. But when you protect your time well, create focus, and use your pocket coins consistently, you discover very quickly just how much you are truly capable of achieving.
Oh, Abel, that is such a beautiful and encouraging example. I love that. Our sixth word is momentum. Momentum is the feeling of forward movement that builds when you keep taking consistent action over time. It's like a ball rolling down a hill. Once it starts moving, it becomes easier and easier to keep going. And that is why showing up imperfectly every day is always better than waiting for the perfect conditions.
Momentum is a word that genuinely excites me because I have felt it before in real life. My example sentence is, once I built a consistent habit of studying English for just 15 minutes every morning, I started to feel real momentum building. Each day it became slightly easier to sit down and begin because my brain already knew the routine and expected it to happen at that time.
Yes, and that is the beautiful power of momentum, Abel. Small, consistent actions compound over time into something truly remarkable. And our seventh and final vocabulary word for today is productivity. Productivity simply means how effectively you use your time and energy to complete meaningful work. It's not about being busy every second of the day. True productivity is about doing the right things well, not just doing many things quickly.
Oh wow, I think that definition of productivity is one of the most important things anyone can understand about managing their time and their life. My example sentence is, I used to think being productive meant having a packed schedule and never stopping.
but I've learned that real productivity means finishing the work that truly matters and then having energy and freedom left over to enjoy my life fully and without guilt.
And that is the most beautiful ending to our word review, Abel. Having energy and freedom left over to enjoy your life. That is exactly the whole point of managing your time well. It's not to squeeze more work into every waking hour. It's to create space for the things and the people that make your life genuinely meaningful and joyful and worth living with purpose and intention.
Oh, wow. Beautifully said, Anna. And I think now is the perfect moment for me to bring everything together for our wonderful listeners. Let me give a summary of all the big ideas we explored today and weave them together into something clear and easy to carry forward. Today we talked about how your time each day is like a precious bottle of water. Every choice you make either protects that water or lets it pour away. And once it's gone, you cannot recover it. So guard it with care and awareness.
Yes, and please continue, Abel. I love hearing you put it all together like this. Our listeners are going to appreciate having it all wrapped up clearly in one flowing summary so they can remember and apply it all going forward in their daily lives.
We also talked about the two windows, the gray, cloudy window of stress and the green garden window of possibility. The room is the same, but your perspective completely changes what you see and feel and do. Choosing the green window every morning is a conscious act of self-compassion and smart thinking that sets the entire tone of your day before you have even done a single task.
That is so well said. Keep going, Abel. Every point is landing so clearly, and I know our listeners are feeling every single one of them in a very real and personal way right now.
We talked about stepping stones and pocket coins, the beautiful idea that you do not need massive blocks of free time to make real progress. 10 minutes here, 15 minutes there, all of those small, focused moments add up to something genuinely extraordinary over weeks and months. Never underestimate the power of your small, daily coins when they are spent with intention and consistency.
Exactly. And that message alone is enough to completely change how someone approaches their day. The idea that small moments matter deeply is so freeing and so empowering at the same time.
We also talked about the clean knife, keeping your daily goals simple and sharp. One clear, meaningful target each day is more powerful than a complicated, color-coded system that collapses under its own weight by day 4. And we talked about the magic word yet, which transforms self-criticism into self-compassion and keeps you moving forward even on the hard days when the schedule breaks and the inner voice gets loud.
Oh, yes, and the yet lesson is one that I will carry with me always. It is such a gentle but revolutionary little word. What else did we cover today, Abel? I want to make sure we honor every beautiful idea from this conversation today.
We talked about the no teacher behind the sofa idea, reminding everyone that life is not a final exam with an invisible judge marking your every move. Imperfect progress is still real progress, and it always counts. And we finished with the slow friend analogy, the reminder that slowing down in the morning actually creates more clarity and more genuine productivity than rushing and stressing through the first hours of your day.
Abel, that is such a complete, clear, and wonderful summary. I'm honestly so proud of everything we explored together in this episode today. And now I want to speak directly to every single English learner who is listening to us right now, because I have a very special and simple challenge for you today. I want you to drop a comment below this video right now and share with us one small distraction in your daily life that you are going to consciously choose to eliminate today so that you can protect your time and focus on your learning journey with confidence.
Yes, please do leave that comment because we genuinely read every single one, and your answer is going to inspire other learners in this community too. Maybe your distraction is your phone in the morning. Maybe it's a social media app. Maybe it's staying up too late at night scrolling. Whatever it is, name it in the comment, commit to removing it, and watch how much space opens up in your day for the things that truly matter to you.
I love that so much, Abel. And remember, managing your time is not about being perfect. It's about being intentional. It's about protecting your precious bottle of water one day at a time. It's about choosing the green garden window even on cloudy days. It's about collecting your pocket coins and spending them on your growth, your learning, and your beautiful future.
That makes so much sense, Anna. And to every single English learner joining us today, please know that you have so much more capability than you realize. Your progress is real, your effort is real, and every small step you take forward, even the imperfect ones, is building momentum that will carry you further than you can currently imagine. Keep using the word yet and keep walking forward on those stepping stones.
Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep speaking with confidence and ease. This is Anna.
And this is Abel, and you have been listening to the Mr. English Fluent Tutor Podcast. Bye-bye. Take care.
And hey, before you go, click on the next video right now to keep your English progress moving forward smoothly. We have so many more wonderful conversations and lessons waiting for you, and we cannot wait to see you there.